If you were looking at the world through someone else's eyes, would it look any different? Hello, beautiful people. Hello, wonderful people. I hope you're doing well today. I hope things are okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself, your mind, your body, your spirit. This week, one message has been on my heart as I look at the news, read in the papers, as I am just taking in what's going on in the world and thinking to myself, how can I be of service this week? One thing came through, and that's it, over and over and over. Empathy. What is the cure for the chaos? Empathy. If we treated one another like we treat ourselves, so much of the world would be at peace. We would not have the same problems. And isn't it interesting that in the 7 major world religions, they all have the same golden rule? Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. So I want to give you a tool to increase the empathy in yourself for others, because wellness starts within. If we take care of ourselves, we can be the person we want to be in the world. Be the change you wish to see in the world. So if we want this world to be a peaceful place, it starts with our belief system and our values, because how we interpret the world is what we project out into it. So I have a very easy exercise for you this week to create the empathy. So what's the difference between empathy and sympathy? Those words get thrown around a lot and they are highly interchangeable. So sympathy says when someone's husband dies, they send a card, they say, oh, bless her heart, she's having a hard time, her husband died. And everybody's just sort of like, oh man, that's sad. Empathy says, her husband just died and my heart hurts for her. And you feel the weight of the world on your own chest. And you yourself have lost your breath because you understand how deep that pain must be. Yeah? That's the difference between sympathy and empathy. Empathy is feeling the tremendous weight of what others feel, being genuinely happy when other people are happy, being right there with that person. Sympathy is observational, is detached. Empathy is right there in it. So to all my healers, fellow empaths, teachers, change makers, let us lead. Please teach one another, teach your family empathy, demonstrate empathy. I first learned about empathy when I started, I would say, daydreaming in Spanish class. There were some popular girls in that class. Melissa, she doesn't look like she has any problems. And in daydreaming and, not paying attention, I'm so sorry to my teachers now when I think about it, I remember thinking, what would it be like to be Melissa? What would it be like to look at the world through her eyes? Would it be any different? Would it feel different? What would it be like if I had her perfect body? What would it feel like walking around if I were perfect, just like Melissa? When we imagine ourselves as others, it puts us into a different shifted perspective. Sometimes, when you're not in a healthy place and this tool is not being used properly, you're imagining their world to be completely amazing and different than your own and perfect. But it's not. So, at any rate, I came to understand that my life would not be perfect if I were Melissa. But that tool taught me something valuable, because later on that year, when Melissa came in the classroom, not having the best day, I felt for her. So here's the exercise. Would I see the world differently if my eyes were brown? Would I feel pain differently if my skin was dark? Would I not love my parents as much if I grew up in a completely different society? Would I not be a good person anymore? Am I shocking you right now? I hope so, because overwhelmingly the answer to these questions is no, of course not. Of course the world would still look the same if my eyes were brown. Of course pain would still hurt if my skin was dark. Of course I'd still love my family if I grew up somewhere around the world in a completely different culture that was different from my own. What am I talking about? I'm talking about cultivating empathy. We are not so different from one another. And the world has its major universal emotions. Everybody feels anger. Everybody feels pain, everyone feels love, everyone feels joy, everyone feels loss or resentment or sadness or anticipation or enthusiasm or pride. These major universal themes and emotions run through everyone's heart, run through everybody. All the healthy, emotional people in the world. We do have certain members of society that don't exercise that same stability, but overwhelmingly, people all share the same feelings, the same universal emotions. And if we can remember that, we can have empathy for one another. Interesting tidbit, 40% of the world's population believes in reincarnation. 25% of Christians believe in reincarnation. I believe in reincarnation, and of course it helps me have empathy because I realize that right now I have privilege, I have an easy life, I even have light skin that makes it easy for when I get pulled over by a police officer. My first thought is not, oh my God, are they going to hurt me? Instead it's, oh man, can I get out of this ticket? I have privilege. I feel deep pain and hurt and sadness for those of my darker brothers and sisters who are going through a different experience right now because it could easily be me. It could easily be me. Ask yourself, by what strange magic or phenomena do you find yourself existing in the situation in which you now exist? You may be in a similar privileged situation as I am. You might be in a very peaceful place. Chances are, if we're even having this discussion, we are in a peaceful place, in a wonderful life. Because if things were not so easy, instead I would be out hustling, trying to get food in my kitchen. Right? I would be working right now. I would not be afforded the time and the space to sit underneath this tree. I would not have this tree. So have empathy for others. You might not see a common thread between you and that other person, but how would you react in that situation? How would you be having grown up in their circumstances? Have empathy for one another. Be good to one another. If you're good to people, good things will come your way. The law of karma is more like the law of attraction than anything else. So be good to each other. I wish you so, so much love. And when I say that, I'm not saying that from my little tree stump underneath this avocado tree, having sympathy. I am seeing love coming out from my heart, wrapping the world in beautiful light. And I'm truly, truly, truly asking divinity to put peace in your consciousness, simply intending to do so. Sending love to all 7 billion of us, because guess what? We all feel pain, we all feel love. We all just want to get through our day with joy and avoiding pain. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I will talk to you soon. Okay.